Hello and welcome back to Morgan's weekly lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. Right now I'm running solo, but you never know who might pop in. Let's go ahead to the comments. Oh my goodness, Lizzie Lakes hopped in an hour ago. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. Devin's been here since at least 4. Ward, thank you for coming. Oh, Ward was watching Spence's friend screen print. That's always awesome. Andrija is here. Hello. Doc made it. Hello and welcome. Doc is at 97,743 words out of 100,000. Sorry, I have 0 issues. And Doc's hoping to hit the end of the story this week. Fingers crossed. And we have a Chloe, Alice Balkan. Thank you for coming. Hello and welcome. So we are in October already. October. Did not see that coming. Today I hit a pumpkin patch and I got some apples and some pumpkins and a couple gourds and some honey and some apple cider. And some apple cider donuts that I may be eating on camera because we all know that Morgan doesn't do jack without snacks. I really need to get out of that habit. It's not actually very healthy for my writing. But yeah, it's been a good weekend. I did successfully finish at least editing that middle grade school play story I've been working on. And I entered it into Pitch Wars. No requests or anything. At least not yet, but they close 2 entries on Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So should be hearing back in the next couple days or so. I'm telling Zoom I'm going to update later because So Devin, right? Merch was like 50 years ago. Completely agree. Oh my goodness. But it's also like, has it really been that long? Because time has no meaning and it could have been 6 weeks ago for all I know. How are we already back around to fall? I spend 14 hours a day in this chair between day job laptops, personal laptop, and what have you. So, Andrija agrees, apple cider donuts, da bomb. And Doc says, so I'm no longer out of gourd. True. So true. Ward says we've had 277 Mondays since the beginning of 2020. I mean, it sounds pretty accurate to me. I could see that. I can see that. So now that I have this whole Pitch Wars thing done, what am I working on now? And what are you guys working on? I know what Doc's working on, but let me know what y'all are working on. Today I have the Oddville Press is a quarterly free online magazine that somehow I ended up slush reading for. So I will be catching up on my slush reading for that. I do have a couple revisions or additions that I was contemplating for that middle grade school play story that I entered, just to make sure that the themes and the stuff that I'm talking about are more central to the plot. So I just want to bring out a couple things. I think 2 paragraphs here and a sentence or 2 there, and I've got it sorted. And of course, starting my Preptober for NaNoWriMo. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I am a plantser. When it comes to writers, there are 3 types of writers. There are planners that have outlines and detailed chapter revisions and character essays and character sheets and diagrams and books on their world building. And then there are the pantsers, the people writing by the seat of their pants, who start off with maybe a character, maybe a setting, and see where the story takes them. And then there's me. I am a plantser. We just stick the L in the pantser It means I do 1-sentence outlines for each potential scene, and then I completely ignore my outline until I get stuck. I do a decent amount of setting and world building. I'm not one of those people who effectively make a D&D module with their setting, but I do like to have a good mental image and feel and that sort of thing. So I'll probably do a couple of videos this month, but one of the things I like to do to prepare are come up with a list of names, because I'm really, really picky about the names I use. And even if I don't know what the non-main characters' names are, I have a list of names that thematically fit in with my story and my world and things like that. And I do, of course, do that high-level outline. So that's something I do as prep. And another thing I do is I am not a visual imagination person. I have a very conceptual imagination. So like, I know that their hair is red and curly and shoulder length, but I don't really see it in my head. So one of the things I like to do is I like to go and do Google image searches until I see someone who looks right for my character. And then I just pin it to a board. And that way, when I go to describe the character, I can just look. And it really helps me translate my mental concept of course, I know what they're doing and what they look like, onto something on the page so people not in my head have a clue. So yeah. Popping back over to the audience, Doc agrees that time has been wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Andrija is working on a free writing for a short story and seeing how many words he can get in before dinner. Ward is still trying to finish Warzone Book 7 of Relic of Time Wars and has 10 to 12 chapters, or about 30K left. Good luck. That's a lot, but I know you've got it in you. I mean, you're in book 7. You've got to have a lot of endurance by now, a lot of persistence. Ward is still trying to decide between 3 different projects for NaNoWriMo. I usually go with the one that I have the clearer mental image of, or more in excitement, internal excitement, I think is really. But I mean, clearly it's up to you. It's your nano. So, Chloe is drafting the final book of their angel demon romance. Dun, dun, dun. I totally on my to read pile. Anything fantasy tangential is probably on my to read list. And I definitely read angel demon romances. I don't pretend I don't. So we are here to write, though, or, slush read or what have you. So let's go ahead. Who's ready for a sprint? Anybody? Oh, Kelly's on and says mental conception is how he shops. So not quite sure how that works, but yeah. So, okay, let's go ahead and let me see if I can sort out this whole screen share thing. I usually have this preset, but I'm a slacker. Yes, Chloe is in for the sprint. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Click the button. Hello and welcome back. I now have a Sako and a Bex with me. Hello and welcome.
Yeah.
So,
Howdy.
let's start with Sako. Did you want to say hi?
Ooh, what? Ooh, what? I did what now? With the what?
I said, did you want to say hi? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I did. Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Castboy. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. Today, I'm working on some blog posts.
Ooh.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Mama Ward, I'm feeling awesome.
Bex,
I think I pretty much covered it in the comments. I said hello to everyone.
Excellent. Yeah, I saw a lot of people hop on, but I was pretending I was being productive. But, I mentioned before y'all hopped on, I'm doing some Slush reading, and I saw that we have a new editor on the team. So I introduced myself and that sort of thing. And then the first story I got 2 pages in, I was like, no, I've read this one. And I looked and I'd already made comments. So then I went back to see which ones I actually needed to read.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, let's pop over to the chat and see what's going on. Obviously, y'all 2 joined. And the shenanigans began. We got Dal. Hello. Devin saying that the coolest people arrived late, but he was an hour or half hour early, so he's pretty cool too. Bex showing some love. Lots of hellos back and forth. Sarah showed up. Hello, Sarah. And said, don't forget to hit that
Sarah.
like. Thank you. So let's see. Everybody's saying hello, hitting that like button. Emma Ward said, sorry, missed Sarah's stream.
I always miss Sarah's stream, which bites, because I always want to catch it, but it's always date night. It's like during the chunk of night that I have a date with my husband, and that happens to be during Sarah's stream, and I'm like,
not. I mean, there's so many streams; it's hard to arrange your life around other people.
But Sarah's of all
I'm usually
people,
there, so I mean,
of all people, I would want to make Sarah's like
right.
I love Sarah. She's awesome.
Yeah. So Emma Ward asked how Sako's doing today.
Woohoo!
Sounded full of viv and vigor.
And I am. Okay. I am. I got all my art done.
Nice. Are you doing the drawing thing for October?
I'm doing 2 of them.
Ooh, which one?
I'm doing Drawloween and I'm doing VTM-tober, which is white. So World of Darkness is releasing their own like Inktober thing, where you draw different vampire stuff all month long.
That's 100% up your game.
Right? I'm sitting here like they want me to work for them.
They really do. Except I know somebody who used to be their art director, but when they laid off a lot of people a couple of years ago, so they're a much smaller team, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Dal asked what song. Were you just asking about the music that the alarm plays when it ends? Because it's just called acoustic arpeggio.
Acoustic arpeggio.
I like it. I like the soothing tones, but yeah. So let's see.
I think we're saying hello to a vlog.
Yeah. Dal said it's really lazy Sunday, just reading. Legit. I spent, let's not even talk about how much time this weekend playing Merge Dragons, because I knew it would be right up my alley, and I might have gone to bed at like 5 a.m. And I actively, I downloaded it at like 2 a.m. Friday night, Saturday morning, and I am level 48. I have a problem.
You have a problem.
I have a problem. And I also have tennis elbow from too much phone time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, now Bex said, hello, Bex vlog.
Hi.
So, Emma Ward said 91 words only, struggling with the conversation between two characters who have to pretend they did not just spend decades as husband and wife in a soul trap that in real life only lasted 2 days. Woo, that's heavy stuff.
That is heavy stuff. But also, there's no only. You wrote 91 words.
Yeah. I mean, if you'd cut 91 words, that's still like
on
the back worthy.
Progress. That's still
yeah. More love for Sarah.
Yeah. I got like 400 words in that last sprint.
Oh, nice. You are on a roll. Andrija asked VTM Ober, why is this page different shades of black? Le somber art.
That was today. Why is this different shades of black?
Could you do a one-sentence explanation of the Le Sombre for people who are less familiar with White Wolf?
They are evil vampires that manipulate shadows and have no reflections and all of that.
Are emo whiny bitches?
No.
Del says yes.
The opposite. They embrace their monsterdom.
Right. Enjoyed my alarm song.
Yay.
And is mesmerized by the Icelandic book she's been tweeting about. I have been watching, so I moved to Iceland videos by this one chick. I don't know how it came up on my feed, but Iceland's gorgeous. So Doc got 256 words. He got a bite done. So that's awesome. Yay. Charlotte Creates is here. Hello and welcome. And CB, hello. You made it. Always good to see you. Bex got 394.
No, that's saying hi to CB. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Doc.
I see a black page and I want to paint it black.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went shoe shopping? And I found this pair of shoes and they were super cute, little low heel, could totally dance in them. And I was like, do they come in black? And my mom looks at me and looks at the shoe. And the shoes were black. They just had white stitching.
Oh, that's not the same thing.
I got them anyway, and I learned to love them. And but yeah, I had black shoes on, and I asked if they come in black. My mom still gives me grief about that one.
It's funny.
So everybody's saying hello. Bex said, CV, y'all are on the same stream for the second time today. And Drew just says, the whole evil thing is cam propaganda. Talking about the La Sombra reputation in White Wolf. And Andrew got 375 words, solid sprint, trying to describe a cathedral based on H.R. Geiger Baphomet is challenging. Did I get, is it Geiger? Is it Geiger?
It's Geiger.
Okay. Yeah.
Technically there's an E in there too, but yeah, there's an extra.
Jenny Noble is here. Hello and welcome. Always good to have you.
Hi, Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
And Bex got some laundry started and hopped on. Yay. No words. No, I repeat, no words. I mean, what is the name of my stream? Is it the most productive Sunday afternoon you'll have anywhere on the internet? Not even close. So,
kinda.
Yeah. But for those joining late who were here before, I did in fact finish editing that manuscript. I still have some additions and stuff, but it got into Pitch Wars, and so now I'm just catching up on my slush reading and stuff like that.
Cool.
So, yeah. M. Ward says the Cologne
Cathedral sounds
close. So. And Charlotte is cheering. And let's see. CV asks, between that, Do What You Can, Back in Black, the Avengers main theme, and Living on a Prayer. That is a mix of songs to have stuck in your head.
Yeah.
So.
Possible. Yeah.
Did you want to read your own comment, Bex, since you're on here?
No, I'm good, hon. You can read it.
She says chat stream and possible word getting. Emphasis on possible. Morgan, that is the name of your stream.
Possible word stream.
Right. And then Ward, loosely attempting zippy yarn spinning. Do you have like the wheel spinny thing, or are you like hand doing it? I don't do fiber, but I know a lot of people who do fiber. All the fiber arts.
All the fiber arts.
Right. From spinning to weaving to knitting, crochet, tatting.
Yeah. Yeah, we pretty much know people who do all of those things.
I was visiting some Angora goats that get sheared yearly to be turned into yarn.
Mm-hmm.
MM Ward's yarn spinning is the stories type of yarn, not actually physical yarn. Hey, if you want to craft on here, you're welcome to do that too. Charlotte asks, how do I decide what font my manuscript will be in? I just go with default in Google Docs because I'm lazy, but
I use Palatino, but I'm kind of like anal about the fonts that I use for reading, as opposed to like sans serif has their place, like for comments, for instance. But for like large bodies of copy, no, you're gonna want something with a serif in it.
Yeah. I do love changing my font when editing or rereading.
Sure.
It looks different. It has a different feel. Last time I went through my YA that I'm actively querying right now, I put it on my Kindle. So it was a completely different format, a completely different, reading experience. So I was trying not to be in editing mode. That didn't last.
It doesn't matter if it's in a book or on the Kindle or anything like that. I still edit as I go.
Yeah. But I mean,
that could have been done better, and that was spelled wrong, and that's breaking a grammar rule. And
yeah. Although, as the Novel Nana points out, if submitting what font and size is recommended, typically that's going to be Courier New or New Times Roman, 12-point font, 1-inch margins. You want it in double spaced, and you want to start your chapters 1/3 down the page. And you want to have your heading with your name, your title, and your page number in the upper right corner.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure you've got your stuff in manuscript format when submitting your manuscript. CV says for screenplays, Courier New, it's always, and it's 3.9 inches left hand and 2.5 the rest of the way around.
Oh, for screenplays, yeah. And comic scripts too.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
So Kelly says the Palantino is pretty.
I think so too.
And the Novel Nana says you can switch fonts for your reading and revising and writing pleasure. Feel free to jump in chatting whenever. You don't have to wait.
You don't have to wait.
So, back in the chat, Beck said 12-point New Time or Calibri.
Calibri,
Yeah. So.
Which I think is Adobe's default.
Yeah. CB can knit, has a sewing machine, and tried crocheting. So let's see. CB also said, and the closer we get to December 25th, the more likely Beethoven's Ninth Symphony is getting added to
that piping hot mess. Yeah.
Mix of songs in their head. So me, it's the Nutcracker Suites. I spent 8 years in elementary and high school being in the Nutcracker. So that's like anytime after October, just, dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, my feet want to go through the choreography. It's been a couple decades.
Bookman Old Style is a good one too.
Oh yeah. I don't like the handwritings a lot for manuscript reading. They tend to be challenging to read.
They are.
Yeah. CV says they're using droid sends.
Interesting.
So, and then more like Georgia to format for publish, but edits exactly. See, fist bump. Whoop.
That's an interesting thought. To turn into a different font before you edit.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what I do. I handwrite most of the time. My novel stuff kind of sucks, but I do handwrite, and then I have to type it back in, and then I print it out, and then whenever I do my first pass of editing, before I can do my second pass, I have to change the font. It just makes it like in my brain. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I probably am, but that's what I do. I always change the font with each revision. Each time I print out a new version of the story, I always change the font. So it gets my brain thinking like, oh, this is a new story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. Makes it easier to edit.
Gotcha.
For me. Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah. I have friends who swear by it. And a lot of times they'll switch from a serif to a non-serif just because it's so different. But obviously, whatever you read best.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think you can download and install like Open Dyslexic or something if you need something easier to read.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. I've used Open Dyslexic for some advertising stuff I did for the convention I was helping out with. Just
that's cool.
Trying to make sure it was accessible. So Kelly says he likes Verdana and Bookman Old Style. 11 point is the same size as Times New Roman 12. Good to know. Oh, CV explained that the wide margins on screenplays are because they go in binders and stuff. So that makes sense. And loves the Nutcracker. We have a tough relationship because I did hear it so much growing up, but I've probably seen, I don't know, 20 versions of it, not counting the ones I was in. And CD is conscious of using a sans serif font for accessibility purposes. Devin, speaking the truth, all of us are weird.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Right. Charlotte likes the changing font ideas. Shout out. Let's see. CV says, brain gets tired if reading in a serif font too long.
Yes, that can happen. But if you're intending on going to print, then you're gonna want it to be in a serif font. It's gonna make your brain and your eyes not nearly as tired. Yeah.
CV has seen the Nutcracker 3 times. That's awesome. MM Ward likes to change the ink color depending on what they're doing.
Me too.
Red for sections, delete, blue for changes, orange for move parts, and green for new parts. That reminds me of an editing technique I ran across.
Color coding is awesome.
Yeah. I think the thing was like you print out the whole thing in like 4 or 6 point font, and then you just highlight chunks that are action, dialogue, description, etc. And so that way you could see the pacing visually, and you just lay the whole thing out on your floor.
You can also do the color coding for specific characters, and it helps you kind of see who's getting the most screen time, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
It tends to help you see if there's a character that maybe isn't in as much as you thought of the story. So they can either be given, their dialogue or actions or what have it, could be given to another character or split between a couple characters if they're just not in it, as much. So it helps with that. Also, I have found that, like, I don't even know if this pertains to this, but I'm going to say that it does because that's the way my brain works. But I also usually between like the second and third pass at revisions or edits, I will put it up on my screen and have the computer, like the voice part, like read it back to me in between me actually reading it with my eyeballs, because like sometimes you think a word that is there isn't really there, and you catch it when when the voice is reading it back to you, because you know your story so well. When you go reading through it, you might put a word in there that should be in there, like your brain automatically does it for you. And so it's interesting when it's read back if you're catching those types of mistakes or words or what have it. Does that make sense, guys?
It does.
Yeah.
In my experience, the inflection is on the wrong parts of the sentences. So it just sounds like a robot is reading my manuscript. Like I can't listen to it. It's just too jarring. I
like to do an accent. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying there should be different versions of voice that you can use. I know that some are more robotic than the others, but I don't know. You'll just have to figure one out. Or you could always have a friend that really, really, truly loves you that will actually sit down and read it to you and see what, which words they inflect upon.
I take about a week off and then I read it to myself and I record it so that I can listen to it back, and then when there's a word missing, I can catch it right then.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I've tried listening to it, but it just goes so slow, and I know I can speed that up, but then I can't take notes and I'm fumbling with the pause and stuff. So last time I just read it to myself.
I just read it to myself, yeah.
Mumbling.
Though sometimes
I didn't record or anything like that. I just mumbled it.
But I get it that sometimes your brain can like imagine that there's a word somewhere and there isn't.
Yeah.
Like I
totally know what it's supposed to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have issues when I'm reading mine because like for like literally probably since I was, I want to say 12 or 13, I had all these little neighborhood friends and I was always writing stories and I would read to them. And I would also constantly bring a book with me everywhere I went because I was that big of a nerd. And I would stay the night with friends and whoever was like up late and couldn't sleep, because nobody wanted to be the first to go to sleep because, your bra might end up in the freezer or what have it. So you tried to like outlast everybody else, summer parties and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe I just hung around some mean people. I don't know. But anyway, my point is that I would stay up and I would read to them. And at that time, the V.C. Andrews books were like really big. And so I would read them those stories and they would go back years later and read it. And they're like, I remember there being a lot more like pauses and stuff, but it was just my cadence. So now that I'm writing books, I find myself overusing commas like they are glitter and love and all that is good and pure in the world. And it's so not funny for my poor people that are going to have to edit it after me, because I think the commas need to be there just because of the way I speak. And when I pause, I'm like, comma. And I know that's going to be such a pain in the butt for somebody to edit it, but it is what it is.
I feel you. I've
actually been getting better about commas. I'm part of a voice acting group, Anansi Storytime, where we share folk tales. Go check them out. But one of the things we do is we take out commas because everybody has different ways of reading the sentence. And so it's really helped me realize which commas are necessary punctuationally and which ones are, that's how I would read it and that's where I would pause. If it's therefore, that's where I would pause versus grammatically it needs it. I've started to occasionally recognize when I don't need a comma. Occasionally.
So Doc mentions that he refers to editing passes read out loud as mumbling passes. Because I have my voice acting chops, I have to say it with inflection, or it
I inflect it. I just do it about this loud and that and that. So people, 2 rooms over, if I had somebody 2 rooms over.
Oh, I don't have to project or anything like that. Yeah. I have a nice fancy mic and stuff like that now, so I can almost whisper it if I want to. Mm-hmm. But but the idea is to not mumble my way through it, but to actually
I use mumble for my volume, not necessarily. I'm not going through and reading it as quickly as possible in a complete monotone and blah blah. No, that's yeah. Doc says he mumbles in character. He just doesn't get loud.
Yeah.
Now I have "Let's Get Loud" stuck in my head. Thanks.
I don't know if this is a Becky thing or not, but does anyone out there read their story in different accents, as each character? Have you ever done that?
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. I am recording the audio version of Hope's Chest right now, and the mother has a Vietnamese accent, and I can't do the freaking accent.
Oh no.
So I'm looking for someone who can help me with the accent or someone who can voice it for me. But I'm ripping my hair out over it. I guess I'm just going to do it without the accent and just mention that there's an accent that I'm not doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suck at accents, but I do them anyway just because they're fun. And it helps me when I'm reading to distinguish between the characters and what have it, because for some reason they all have that Becky pause in it. So, I have to switch it up somehow.
Right. The first time I met Doc was at his book launch, and they were doing a radio stage play reading of it with several friends. So I'm not surprised that Doc just said he does all the voices. So Charlotte says she wishes she could, but sucks at accents. I think we skipped over a couple things. Let's see. Color coding. The David voice helps, but they don't do reading inflection. That's so true. I like the South African accents. I find it really soothing to listen to.
The new series is super good.
Yeah. Yeah. MM Ward says the Shatner comma has infected Bex. CV says they don't know the rules of grammar. That's because your mother was not a librarian who decided that you needed to do grammar workshops all summer to stay fresh.
I still know grammar, and I didn't do that.
Yeah. Doc says when you use commas so much that you have to use semicolons to separate. Bex, what was this in response to?
Oh, that was in response to the Shatner comment.
Something is on the wing. Yeah.
Shatner. Just Eva hopped in. Yay! Hello. We were partially talking audiobooks, but mostly reading our own work aloud during the editing process.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about editing. It's really what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I just wanted to tell you that I listened to your anthology thing, and OMG, totally loved it. Yay! It was so good.
Thank you so much.
I'm catching up on everybody's. I've only done, I think, 5 or 6 of them, and woo, lordy, Loving it.
Collins is really good. QWERTY's is really good.
I love those.
Like, oh, they're so good.
Caro's was really good and interesting. It was really short, but it was so good. And then QWERTY's, that one kind of spooked me out a little bit. I felt sorry for the daughter. Spoilers. But I really liked it. And there were so many that were just so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a really great opportunity to like hear each other's writing and really get it. So, but what I'm told is that, I mean, that story that I wrote was literally, I just cranked it out and posted it. Like I didn't edit it. I didn't do anything like that. That's first draft stuff. Wow. And I just ran with it when I voiced it,
mm-hmm.
and it worked out.
Yeah.
Your voice totally, like, I could see you doing like guided meditations and what have it, because it was just like,
I have done guided meditations. Yeah.
Yes, I could so see it.
Nice. Popping back over to the comments, CV says they've written a screenplay for writing group homework for when they go back after autumn recess. Ward suggests it's better not to do the accent than get it wrong.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. CV says the writing group has all different accents, so writing for the group, I guess, means you get to play with those.
That's really cool. Kelly says they got the thing.
Nice.
Picked it up from the ex-mother-in-law.
Cool. So that could be handy.
Oh my gosh, I need to corner you. And you can find me on the internet as Sako or Sako to me. I'm one of those things pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. Just Eva says grammar is the easy part to edit, storytelling not so much. Focus on your strengths. Definitely. Grammar, anyone can edit. Voice is personal.
It's personal.
You can't be taught voice. You need to, I mean, you can to some degree,
not just voice, but storytelling in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. CV says, I didn't learn grammar in school because I was in special lessons.
Oh.
Hopefully they focus on useful stuff. Ward says Charlie's disturbed. I don't know who Charlie is. I don't know.
Charlie being
talking about the stories.
In
the short stories?
The short
story?
The
anthology? Is there a Charlie in the anthology?
No.
Character? I don't know.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay. I don't know either. But I'm assuming something in the anthology.
Charlie's disturbed me. I see. It's not that Charlie is disturbed. It's that Charlie's work disturbed.
Yes.
Mama Ward.
Yeah.
And Kara's was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Charlie's yet.
Okay. Kelly says he had a reading party with his boys when he revised his book, taking turns with chapters to catch the typos and whatnot. That's awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Doc says it's one thing to do a bad accent when reading to oneself for editing, and another to do it when recording for publication.
I started to record my poor attempt at it, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Because we don't need the first chapter of World War Z all over again. We do not need that.
I can do that. I can do like the backwoods hillbilly because that's, where I'm from and all. But
sure.
And I can do a little bit of the Yonkers accent.
Nice.
Just because I was married to an Italian New Yorker for a long time. 8 years. To me, it was like forever. But anywho, my first husband. So I can do that accent really well. And I can do like the backwoods and the, kind of really southern drawl and stuff. I can do that. But as far as other accents, they're not great, but they work for my purpose just when I'm, reading between the characters or what have it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Ward. confirmed.
Dorset. Yeah, Charlie Dorset for the anthology. Yeah.
So, we got a Colin Clark. Hello and welcome. Thank you for hopping in.
Yeah, Colin.
We're talking about methods of editing and mumbling, reading our stuff aloud right now. So, MM Ward had a main editor for Voice, but she's in the Navy now.
Oh.
So, and Just Eva did a reading of a poem, but just on the phone, and did another with the nice mic and realized I'd get sucked into editing forever. Legit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, we were also talking about the anthologies and how great they were. I can't wait to read it. CB's work is clearly not going well because they would rather iron than edit. Wait, is that this section or editing in general isn't your favorite? So I guess we'll have to wait a minute. And I think we're caught up on the comments for at least the next 2 minutes.
That's right, Sako. Woohoo!
Do you want to try another sprint?
Yeah, we're here to sprint. CB hates editing in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let us do this sprint thing. Let me reset this timer. Go ahead and share the screen. Who wants to count us down?
I'll do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, sprint. Root.
And we're back. Whew. So I read 2 short stories and ate an empanada.
Yay, empanada.
How'd y'all do?
I unloaded the dishwasher and folded some clothes and answered the phone. So again, 0 words.
I need to unload the dishwasher too. This was my last fork, and you see it is one of my little forks. Very little forks.
I got about 500 words.
Nice. That's solid. That's super solid.
I'm trying to aim for 200 words per blog post.
Okay.
And I'm averaging anywhere between like 200 and 500 words per thing. And I got three blog posts done.
Solid. Super solid. So I was ignoring the chat. I was pretending I was working hard. So I'm going to pop up and see what happened in the chat while I was gone.
Cool.
So let's see. Eva said they enjoy editing others' work, but not their own. Legit. Totally understand. CB hates editing in general. And CB just got a new iron, so way more exciting than editing. Just Eva's Mr. got approved for next week off, so a 10-day vacation stretch.
I did a reading for Eva earlier today, and I think this vacation is going to be so good for them. The time together is going to be super good.
Yeah, I hear that. So.
Yeah. So every morning I do readings on my channel.
Yeah. So, and you've got 25 years experience with tarot. Mm-hmm. Someone on the AuthorTube community did a vlog post on using tarot for characters and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then made a comment like they thought they were an original. I know.
I have decks specifically for storytelling.
I know. I was like, I'm super excited that works for you, but I'm sorry to tell you.
You didn't invent it, honey.
You did not invent the wheel.
You did not invent the wheel.
Yeah. So Stevie asked if chocolate-covered raisins are totally a thing outside of the UK. Yes, they are. 100%. So let's
Raisinets.
Because they used them in the practice chapter and couldn't remember. Wait, I thought CB was working on the pepperoni story. Is it finished? I don't know.
Or maybe you just reserved that for Fridays, or what's up with that?
I don't know. But now CB wants raisins. Ward likes raisins, apples, walnuts, and sweet onions sauteed together like a chutney and stuffed in a ham or chicken breast and baked.
Yummy, 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 yummy.
Now I'm hungry.
Me too.
I've started to like onions. So, I mean, I see nothing wrong with this, especially like sauteed onions. So, we got a Colin. Hello, Colin. Thinks that sounds very delicious. CB can't eat onions at all. Oh, I'm sorry. That's always frustrating. CB did manage to find some raisins, though, so isn't suffering too bad. Let's see. What else happened? Colin got 343 words. That is solid. That's about my pace when I'm writing, and it's actually going. Bonnie is here. Hello, Bonnie is lurking and here to hit that like. Thank you.
Hi, Bonnie.
It's the lazy afternoon one. You are not required to work at all.
Indeed.
So you were gonna say, I cut you off, Sako. I'm sorry. Okay. Doc got 330 words. Nice. Creeping close to that ending. Super exciting. MM Ward skipped to writing another scene and got 311. Legit. Everybody's getting 300-ish. Andrija got another 300 and is at 671 for the day, but made some tweaks on the earlier stuff.
Cool.
And CB now has Ode to Joy in their head because they mentioned that hard.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Guys, I am so happy. I just want to say that I need to knock on wood first before I say this. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I think this is the first stream that I've been able to attend that, like, all the way through, I have not had any, like, issues with my internet or gremlins attacking me or, you know, getting kicked off during the stream and having to be knocking on the back door like, let me in. So I am, like, so happy.
Yeah. You know how long Sarah's been running her stream? We had to cancel halfway or, like, barely into it on Friday because the cats unplugged her internet and the stream wouldn't read that.
Oh, no.
Like, the Zoom didn't crash because somebody else was running it, but her internet wasn't doing great, and the cat pulled the cable out, and then it just wouldn't reconnect to the stream.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, we thought about setting up another stream, but then I went and watched Enola Holmes and got addicted to Merge Dragons, so.
Oh, I loved the Enola Holmes with the girl from
Right?
Stranger Things. Yes.
Super fun. Loved it. I only had one complaint the entire movie that, like, ruined my suspension of disbelief. As they pan out during that music at the very end, as they pan out just before the credits, they show a blue sky over Sherlock Holmes' historical London.
Whoops.
No.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that kicked me out of the story is I was like, no.
I thought it was clever the way that she, you know, kept, like, looking at the camera, like, wink, wink, you know, like,
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. It was adorable. Yeah, I even got my husband to watch it. Like, that was unreal because my husband doesn't watch, like, a lot of the things that I watch. We just are very different in that area. But I got him to watch it. And he actually thought it was cute.
Right. So let's see. CB is still working on a pepperoni story. For those who are just tuning in, that means it's fan fiction about Pepper and Tony Stark from Avengers. So pepperoni for short for Pepper and Tony. And is working on a pepperoni story where they're making dairy-free ice cream sundaes. So did I say hi to Bonnie? If not, hi Bonnie. If so, hi Bonnie anyway. Let's see. Jenny didn't get any words, but chatted with the husband and did dishes, as my fork supply suggests. Not a bad idea. Because of movies being set at Christmas, CB has is weighing in on that side of the argument. Die Hard is totally a Christmas movie. I have no chips in the game, so and Devin let us know that Gremlins is a Christmas movie for the same reason.
Exactly.
I mean, as is obviously Home Alone.
Yeah.
Ward says they're hosting a white Christmas watch party on October 25th for the friends of the daughters who have never seen it. Oh, wow. Okay. Kicking off the holiday season early. I have actually seen it. So CB hasn't seen it. Colin says, y'all are listing all my favorite holiday Christmas movies. Evan Ward said, clearly the cats ruined the stream because they needed more attention.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, she said the feline overlords demand love, but same difference.
Same.
CB says that The Wizard of Oz counts as a Christmas movie because it's always on at Christmas.
Oh, that's weird.
And their fourth favorite is Love Actually. I do have a soft
That
spot.
is problematic.
It's problematic. It still has a soft spot in my heart.
Okay.
I like some of the storylines. Some of them not so much, but they're minor ones that I don't like, so it helps.
Okay.
So
I am really upset right now because I just got my message from the Walking Dead group that I'm in on Facebook. And they're trying to figure out how in the world they're going to stream the episode. And like, I don't have AMC anymore. And I have to see the end of this. I have to. I've waited so long.
I gave up on Walking Dead when they killed the tiger. Did it get better? Because that season...
Yeah, it did. I mean, they played out a lot of different... Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that if you are a fan of it, you just got to remember that it's not the comic book. They don't stick to that. But
I know.
Give lots of different comic book deaths. They switch it up in the TV show. So what you think is going to happen doesn't actually happen, or if it does happen, it happens to a different character than it did in the comic book. So that is one thing I do like. I don't like certain episodes, but I'm just one of those people that love the entire world of The Walking Dead. So I've watched it from season 1 all the way till now, and I'm just so ready for it to just, in that chapter, there's supposed to be like a trilogy movie coming out, I think, in either this year or next year. I don't know. A lot of stuff got moved around because of COVID or what have it. And I just found out they're doing a Daryl Carroll like spinoff. AMC is going to let them have a new show all of their own. But as my understanding is, they are the same characters. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm just excited because we have waited and waited and waited. The fans of this show have waited so long for them to hurry and put the season finale up and the series finale, because this is it for The Walking Dead. This is it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand after hearing about Game of Thrones fans how they might want to make sure they're getting it right.
Yeah, The Walking Dead, between the different directors and producers and whatnot, and so much had changed. Like each director had their own take on it, and not all of them went in the same direction. They all had their own like artistic whatevers, and some of them were good, some not so much. But it is what it is. You take the good with the bad.
Yep. Doc's complaint about Sherlock Holmes is that Mycroft has always been smarter than Sherlock. I don't know that they made him an idiot. I think they just made him not care.
Yes.
He's I think he can be very clever in the things he cares about, but they made him not clever about everything, which sometimes they do. So let's see. Charlotte got about 400 words, breaking the 300 trend. Yeah. Cullen said, Love Actually is only problematic because of he who shall not be named. Let's not go into all the ways it's problematic.
There's a lot of problematic things.
Yeah.
It's not just one thing.
Yeah. They moved the new Bond movie again to the 2nd of April. So hopefully it's worth it. Legit. So
I'm still waiting for I don't know if any of you know who this is, but there's this artist, her name's Lauren Daigle, and she was supposed to do a concert last year. And I bought the tickets last year in December of 2019. And it was supposed to be, the show was supposed to be in March. Well, they canceled it because of COVID and moved it to August. Well, in August, they canceled again and moved it to December. And then December got canceled, and now they're pushing it to next year. And it's like, I don't even know if my tickets are still going to like transfer over or whatever, because, oh my gosh, it'll literally be like nearly 2 years. So I'm just waiting for Lauren Daigle to hurry up and get here, because I've been waiting to see her concert, like super bad. COVID just messes everything up.
It does. Problem with TWD is that they only partially decay, but they don't totally decay, and never explain why. To be honest, I was pre-med majoring in epidemiology in college, and bodies decay pretty quick, so I struggled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tried to explain that with the migration or whatever, because they, obviously, if it was in real world or whatever, those bodies wouldn't have been nothing but like black, nasty, liquid by now, or, just ash or what have it. But they tried to explain it in the series like they were moving state to state. And so in the colder weather, it was like somehow slowing down that process of decay. But yeah, it totally doesn't match up. But like I said, I don't even look at it as like a scientific thing. I just try to enjoy the world.
It's just The Walking Dead. I mean, it's not going to be medically accurate because there are no zombies.
Right. And another thing to think about with The Walking Dead is that there are so many different walkers, zombies, whatever you want to call them. And so many different people get changed at so many different points. So of course there's going to be the older looking ones that are more decayed, and then the fresh ones, that have just been turned or bitten or what have it. So, you're always going to have a mixture of decay around you. But yeah, I'm just hoping they don't.
I got to pop off. So let's say goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. Bye, Sako.
We're not leaving yet. We're just saying goodbye to Andrea, who had to hop off for dinner.
Oh, I thought we were like ending. See, my hearing's not so great.
No, we still got 15 minutes. We could probably do another sprint if we wanted to and run a little late.
I think it's Andrea. Yeah.
So I just didn't want to miss saying goodbye to people.
Later, Andrea.
My hubby's on his way home, and I have not started dinner. So bad backs. I gotta go.
All right.
It's good to see you. Thank you for joining.
You are so welcome. Goodbye, everybody, and happy writing. Bye.
Yeah. So talking about things that have been canceled, CB was supposed to see Riverdance and Les Mis earlier this year. One has been rescheduled for October and one for November of next year. My mom had theater subscription tickets because Hamilton came through and you get first pick if you get the subscription, and then so she did not renew because she's in the danger zone, and so or the right age to be at high risk, and so it just was a struggle. M.M. Ward says in her zombie story, a fungus replaced all the normal microbes and stopped the decay factor.
Right. That's a thing in Last of Us as well.
Yeah.
Polycepts.
Right. Colin popped off too. Goodbye. I hope you had a good evening, and thank you for hanging out. Always good to see you. So.
Awesome to see you.
Did we want to fit in one more sprint before the end?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you could stay late or not.
Are you running past 6:30? Is that a thing you're doing?
We're 10 of, so it would run past 6:30. Or we can just call it.
No, we can do another.
Okay. Yeah. So I figure one more sprint, chat for a bit, wrap at like 6:45 or so.
Sounds perfect.
Okay. We're gonna do one more sprint and see if we can get a little more done tonight. This evening, afternoon, whatever. So
okay. Mama Ward knows Last of Us. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. And we're back. I read 2 more stories, both of which I'm like, they started off so strong and then went weird. I mean, we do the weird stuff, but
That's a weird in a not positive way.
well, it's more, it started off strong in one vein, and then when they explained what was going on, it was a lot of information at once. But I'm not sure how to do it better based on what the situation was.
Right, I gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, it was a good twist, but I don't know. It could have been better executed, but I don't know how because I'm not the writer, you know?
Yeah, I know.
What'd you get done?
I got about 500 words.
Oh, nice. You're just consistent at like 500.
Just about.
They're blog posts. Do you find those easier to write than novel, or are you consistent no matter what you're writing?
I'm consistent no matter what I'm writing. I'll usually average between 200 and 800 words in a 20-minute sprint.
Okay. Yeah.
But 20 minutes is like my ideal chunk.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did 20 because, I mean, honestly, 30 minutes is better when I'm editing, but I wanted to split the difference. But when I'm writing, 15 minutes is what I do because my brain starts to wander off about minute 12 or so. So by pushing through.
Mine is like minute number 25. Mm-hmm. And my brain starts to.
Yeah. I haven't checked my messages in a while.
Oh, I just Twittered. Yeah, I was just on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it.
A writing friend just reached out and asked if I could help her bounce brainstorm ideas off my head. So, but yeah, I'm one of those people who I have to clear all my notifications and yeah. So I wanted to get your advice, I guess all of y'all's advice, for the whole Preptober thing. As a planter, you know, there's only a couple things I do. And I was wondering, should I do them as like a write-in or just like a 5-minute, this is how I do it, peace out, yo?
You could go either way. I think it would be easier to get it to sink in with people if you do it during a write-in.
Okay.
Because that way you're kind of like giving people the prompt.
Right.
To like do the thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a workshop in that way. Like Preptober workshop.
Yeah. Okay. Then I might do that. Sunday evenings are best for me, so I'll probably just do it after this.
Right.
Oh, speaking of, next weekend is the AuthorTube Renaissance Fair. Yeah.
I'm already doing the Twitch Discord one.
Yeah. So I will be on at 9 a.m. Eastern time with a how to make your writing sound less modern, more fantastic or fantastical. Cool. And because of the schedule, my writing sprint on Sunday is going to be from 5 until 6:30 instead of the 2 hours I usually do.
Right on.
So yeah, I just wanted to give people a heads up and say, check me out there. I guess for an outros then.
I guess we are. All right. Howdy, Howlers. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those 3 things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, or you are looking to be a witch or a witch, please drop by my channel. I would love to see you.
Yeah. Popping back over the comments before I actually peace out. Thinking of Alan, right? I'm all over the place. I was like, oh yeah, I skipped something.
Something.
Right? So CB was brainstorming Alan Rickman, and I unfortunately named Men in Tights and was corrected, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah. Men in Tights.
Hello, Spence.
Hi, Spence. Yeah, we're at the end. Yeah.
Let's see. CB shared a line. Pepper giggled, "You are too cute. You're the one I'm dating, silly, not Alan Rickman. My godparents have been married for 44 years. Doc got 362 more words, and his characters are having to make a hasty departure to follow up on a lead on Lord Scalzi.
Nice.
And M.M. Ward got 309, back to the scene she skipped. Awesome. I'm glad that their awkward dialogue is moving forward.
Nice.
So, CV got 4,958 words for the day. Wow. That's, as I've said before, I've only gotten over 3K like 5 times in my life. So,
I think the most that I did in a 24-hour period was 7.
Wow.
Yeah. I did a 24-hour challenge and a 10K challenge in the same day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was like, I'll do 10K in 24 hours. No. I made it 7K though, which doesn't suck. That's still triple my 2,000 or 3,000 tops, record. I was like, maybe I'll do something similar, like a 10K stretch day type of situation. I might not make it to 10K, but at least I will write more than I normally would have.
Yeah. For me, I think a 5K might be the most I could try for. That's still a
half marathon. Yeah.
For me, it's usually in the low. Like I've done low 3,000s like 4 times, and once I got 4K on some smut that will never see the light of day. So. Let's see. And CV is at 71,101 words to go for this month's Milwordy. Doing a 1.5 now. Nice. When does your month end or start? I guess you just started and you started off at 75K as a goal.
Or something.
I would imagine. We're 4 days in, so.
Yep.
CV got almost 5,000, so yeah, that maps.
That works out.
So good luck. That's awesome.
On the first with the 100, yeah.
Okay, well, let's call it for now. Thank you all for coming back again. I'll be here half an hour late next week, but it'll be on the schedule and stuff, so you should see it. And I think sometime Sunday evening, I'll be doing a Preptober thing, so watch out for that. Haley swung by to say hi, and hi, sleep. We're just wrapping now, so thanks for swinging by, though. So yeah, you can find, I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I am an unpublished fantasy writer, and I blog, podcast, and social media all over the place as Morgan Hazelwood, except Twitter, where I'm Morgan Hazelwood. Someday I will have that account. So if you want to see writing tips and writerly musings, I hit a ridiculous number of writing panels and then share my notes with you, so you don't have to go. So, okay. I'll see y'all again next week. Have a lovely week and don't work too hard.
Yeah.